Introducing a new series here on Baseball Card Stories, where I visit everyday collectors like you and me to see the amazing collections they have put together and hear the stories of how they did it. Come with me into the homes of collectors to see amazing collections by everyday collectors. On an unassuming farm in relatively rural Arkansas, surrounded by cows and guinea fowl, I stopped to see a collection. I wasn't there to buy it or to try and pilfer it for its best cards, just to see it, for the fun of seeing it. Like many of our collections, this collection was kept in a closet. But this old farmhouse had some unique quirks, one of which was a narrow passageway from the bedroom into a storage area, where under the soft glow of a single lamp sat box after box of cards, carefully and thoughtfully stacked into neat towers. The cards were displayed with other bric-a-brac and memorabilia, old tobacco tins, curios, and folk art, meticulously arranged where only one or two people would ever see it. A collection for the collector, for the joy of collecting. I took note of the cards kept on display. A 67 Topps Carl Yastrzemski, a 59 Topps Stan Musial, a set of 1953 Topps reprints, and a 69 Ken Boyer. These cards rotate a bit, especially the reprint cards, which get regular shuffling to keep the display fresh. A 59 Topps Hitting Kings card, one of my all-time favorites, flanked by a Civil War general. The tobacco tins were a hodgepodge of brands available in the early days of baseball cards, and some were even painted. But I wasn't here to see folk art, as nice as it was. I was here to see some cards. This collector, named Eric, pulled out this box to show me first. A neat and tidy 3-row box full of top loaders. They were painstakingly organized by year and then by card number. All the big names were present. Nellie Fox, both Teds, and I'm not sure I realized Ted Klaczewski's shoulder muscles were that big. Musial, Banks, some 59 Fleer Ted Williams, an ultra-clean 59 Richie Ashburn. When I got to this card, 1960 Topps card number 388, Eric's face lit up. This was one of his favorite cards of all time. Why? Just because. He liked the image. He liked the colors. He liked the moment. No need to justify your own collection beyond, I like it. There would be several more of this card before the evening was over. Eddie Matthews, Hank Aaron, a beautiful Robin Roberts that was one of the cleanest cut post-serial cards I've ever seen. As the parade of stars marched past, I had assumed that we had started with the best, and it turns out this was the low-grade stuff. Another moment where my browsing was artificially stopped was for this 1964 Topps Jim Umbricht. He asked me, "Have you ever seen the back of this card?" Thinking it was just another common, I admitted my ignorance. He flipped it over. Jim Umbricht passed away on Wednesday, April 8th, 1964. Now this was a 1964 card, and since those were the days of series releases, Topps was able to print this in memoriam card and release it the same year he passed. Another card that touched its owner in a certain way, a reward for turning the cards over and reading the backs. This summary rummaging also revealed another personal quirk of this collector in that he loved miscuts. Not the little misalignments, but the big ones. Shout out to the Mangini collection, who also champions these half-and-half delights. Mickey Mantle was lurking in this box in the form of a card theretofore unknown to me. This is a 1968 American Oil Company sports card set. This is a playing days card of the Mick. If you stopped into an American Oil Company gas station to fill up in the summer of 1968, when gas was about 30 cents a gallon, you got a sports card which was also like a little lottery ticket to win cash prizes. I got to learn something, and now so did you. Did I mention this turned out to be the low-grade stuff? Not much to complain about this second-year bench All-Star Rookie Cup card except the centering, but look how crisp the image is. And then this 1969 Topps Willie Mays. I scoured the card trying to find a flaw. Edges, perfect. Corners, perfect. Surface, perfect. Registration, perfect. Maybe it's a touch off center, but we are splitting hairs here. This is an unbelievable card, front and back. The 1970s didn't stop the parade. Jackson, Seaver, how about 8 Gil Hodges? 2 1971 Carltons, a 73 Tom Seaver. But look closer, this one is an O-Pee-Chee. Another miscut, and we crashed right into the 1980s with a near-flawless Fleer Tony Gwynn rookie, an O-Pee-Chee Gwynn rookie, and a pair of Pucketts, and the Fleer update for good measure. And only a connoisseur of Hall of Fame rookies would have both the Donruss and Leaf versions of McGriff. 4 Bonds and the elusive 89 Star Griffey rookie. But we were just getting started. The next box took a step back in time to the pre-war era. Gaudies, Diamond Stars, and other early stuff acquired here and there when the price was right, including some of the Gaudi cards featuring the indigenous peoples of early America, which he liked just because they're cool images. Then the Bowmans came out, also stacked with Hall of Famers like Minnie Minoso and Robin Roberts. This 61 Sandy Koufax seemed out of place, not near the other 61s from the last box, but then I flipped it over. Now I know some of you are already jumping at the screen. It's fake, it's fake. Maybe. But when players sign quickly in passing with ballpoint pens, this is often the result. The autographs we've become accustomed to are signed while seated in comfy chairs with new fine-tip Sharpies, where the bad autos are discarded. A card and a pen given to a player as they're walking from the dugout to the clubhouse just might result in a signature just like this. And isn't wondering about it worth it? In either case, this card didn't come with a surcharge for the autograph, so we are all left to wonder. We had been at it for about an hour and a half, cruising cards, chatting cards, so we took a break to enjoy a favorite pastime. It was serendipitous that the Yingling I brought, properly chilled, near perfectly matched the die-cast antique truck serving as the centerpiece of this old farmhouse table. Over frosty bubbles on a muggy Arkansas evening, we exchanged origin stories. Eric's collecting really kicked into high gear about 15 years ago when proximity to a weekly card auction gave him access to cards he wouldn't otherwise be able to find or afford. With a family and a mortgage, his collecting budget had to be spent in the most efficient way possible. Apart from his favorite player, Will Clark, his collection was an outgrowth of varied interests. Hall of Fame players, images that he liked, cards with interesting stories, whatever caught his eye. But why Will Clark? We gulped down the last of the suds and went back into the closet to find out. It turns out it was all in the batting stance. A left-hander, Will Clark had a severely closed stance, making it tough to jam him. His foot teetered on his toe until he stepped into the swing. It was that uniqueness that caught this collector's eye. That and all the home runs. For a while there in the late 1980s, Will Clark was one of the biggest power hitters in the game, which led to a lifelong, slow-burning collection of Will Clark cards, starting with this custom art card painted by Edward Vela, signed by the artist, and numbered 22 of 50, 22 being Will Clark's jersey number. But the fandom carried over into a smatter of Will Clark rookies, and it being the 1980s, there were a host from which to choose. A 1987 Fleer cello pack with Will Clark on the top. Another one-off card, a card of Will Clark signing an autograph that spurned a whole other subset of this collection, that of cards featuring players signing autographs. And another subset of cards featuring team mascots. Why? Well, his sons aren't really into cards, but they like the cards of the mascots, so quietly he's building this little collection of mascot cards for his kids, because it makes them happy, because a father loves his sons. I did notice that this sub-collection lacked a card of the Philly fanatic, an oversight I will work to rectify. Thinking we were wrapping things up with the Will Clark cards going back in the box, this collector looked up with a sly smile. But before you go, I have to show you the good stuff. I mean, okay, I thought we were already looking at the good stuff, but challenge accepted. So out comes these single-row boxes, 4 of them, lined with one-touch mags and sleeves. And out pops a 58 Willie Mays, and his friend Hank Aaron, and a second. This card, creases and all, cost this collector all of 25 cents. More than a decade ago, he was in a card shop that had an old-timey baseball card vending machine. For a quarter, it coughed out 3 cards. Now, most of the cards the store owner put in there were cards you would expect for 3 for a quarter. But occasionally he would load up some hits, too, as the kids would call it. So one day after work, this guy stops into a shop, puts a quarter into the vending machine for fun, and out pops a 58 Hank Aaron. Even with the creases, I don't know a single person out there in YouTube land that would turn down this card for 25 cents. A fantastic acquisition story. A Mantle Aaron Dual Hall of Fame card was next in this amazing collection. 59 Mays and Koufax, make that 2, and the hits just kept on coming. I'll put on a little music and give you the same joy of going through these boxes that I got on first look. What an amazing collection of cards from the heyday of baseball. All acquired with diligent care, one at a time, within a strict budget, over many, many years. It can be done, and here's the proof. The final of the 4 boxes started off with Thurman Munson's rookie card and got better from there. Okay, Lou Brock in crispy condition. Same with the Clemente. Make that 2. Oh boy, every card in this box was a beauty. Most of these cards were acquired in that weekly auction I mentioned. Many years ago, a local card shop used to hold weekly auctions. A bunch of guys would come to the shop on a given evening, the cards would start at $2, and the top bidder won. All cash, no fuss. Many of these very cards were acquired in that auction. $10 here, $13 there, not big dollars, just big fun. And look at this George Brett rookie. 2 1977 Reggies, 1 Topps, 1 O-Pee-Chee. Steady Eddie Murray, and how about 3 Rickey Henderson rookies, each one better than the last? How about 4 Cal Ripken rookies? It was simply magnificent to watch a collector's excitement over their own collection. We as collectors rarely get to show off our stuff to other people. That's kind of why Baseball Card YouTube got started. You would get a card and you'd want to show it to someone, but your wife couldn't care less and your dog just wanted to go for a walk. Showing someone your collection in person and getting to explain it all is pure joy. And then He brought out the graded stuff. Hello, Mr. Robinson. And you too, Mr. Robinson. This one needs an eye appeal sticker from Junkwax Hero. That's as pretty a 2.5 as you're going to see. Same with this 56. And an accompanying Hank Aaron. And throw Willie Mays into the pile of slabs from 56. A 1962 post-cereal Mickey Mantle with a pipe drawn on the card from the days when this was just part of a cereal box, so who cares? Taking any chance to poke fun at the grading companies. Obviously, this graded authentic, but SGC gave the qualifier of minimum size not met for a hand-cut card, while the mark was obviously the true culprit. Not to be lonely, there was a 63 Jell-O Mickey Mantle in there too, and a Reggie Jackson rookie. The front was beautiful, and that's why he bought it. His newest acquisition was this small set of 1967 Dexter Press premiums. A small dollar lot picked up because it was a small dollar lot and looked cool. After the privilege of looking at this amazing collection for a few hours, sharing a beer, some stories, and some laughs, this collection owner picked up the Jim Bunning. He extends it out to me. This will be far more appreciated in your collection, as it will mine. Take it with my compliments.
A gift? A gift for me? Thank you.
A kind gesture to end the evening in which we spoke not of current events, politics, religion, oil prices, state and local taxes, or the impending move of federal cannabis laws from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. Just one collector sharing his collection with another, for the fun of collecting. Baseball cards can fix the world, I'm sure of it. Thanks for watching. It's time to trade up those crumpled chicken scratch travesties you call cardbox delighters for something more befitting of a collection like yours. I can help. Send me an email at philliesbaseballcards@gmail.com or check out sspsportscardproducts.com.